you know. Looks
clean up okay.
The kickoff from Aaron Jones, who had 8 touchbacks and 8 kickoffs last week. And 9 for 9 because 5. That's where Buffalo will start. Joe Licata at quarterback. On a flea flicker to open the game. A little razzle-dazzle to start it out. Licata goes deep. There's a flag down, but the pass is caught. Inside.
Outscored Ohio State 2017 the last 3 quarters.
Nowhere to go for Brandon Oliver. Wide to the left and in the slot, tight end Mason Schreck. Play action. Looking left, Fred Lee, who did not kick it, had more players cramping up than Buffalo did. Second down inside the 10. Oliver, a hole opens up. Oliver fighting for the end zone. He's close. First and goal. Licata to Oliver. Stacked up. He stopped.
Bit of a ding.
Second and goal. Oliver will give it another go, and there's a crease for him to find his way into the end zone. After falling behind 23-0 last week, Buffalo strike. Patrick Clark from Newark on offense, as we saw last week against Wofford. Seastrong sweeping to those seconds. Like right here, up the gut, another run for Baylor, and a first
to go. Late Seastrong, late getting on the field.
They had brought in Glasgow Martin for that last play. Play fake, first throw, Bryce Petty caught, Tevin Reese turns inside, here's the speed. Reese off to the races, he will score, Tevin Reese, touchdown, Baylor. 61 yards. On a pass in 39 of the 40 games. He's put different looks.
But ultimately, they've got a good experienced offensive line up front.
Here's the pistol now on 2nd and 6. A deep ball, they're trying to hook up down the...
Pass interference, number 22, defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Calm down.
First down. Mason Schreck. Buffalo converted on a 3rd and 10 on the last drive. 3rd and 5. A delay handoff. And there's room for Oliver, and he ends up running over one of his own lines.
I think the longer they keep this game close, the more 3rd downs they convert, the more they'll believe in themselves.
Licata in the pistol. 3rd down. Guns over the middle. Terrell Burt, it's incomplete, almost intercepted. The pass is incomplete. The tight end, Jordan Niver, is in. Fake to Seastrong. Up top. There's the speed again. Reese got behind the defense.
Accurate on these deep balls.
44 yards. And an inside handoff. Room for Seastrong. Another first down.
19 touchdowns under a minute in drive a year ago.
At the 25, Seastrong stutter steps. Great move to the sideline near the 10.
In college football.
35 years of Division I experience. Seastrong again. 2 14-yard runs.
Well, they're running a play right now.
Second down.
Under 17 seconds.
And Linwood, the redshirt freshman, dives at the goal line. He is in. Baylor has scored quickly again. Touchdown, Baylor. Pass play from Petty to Reese. Team, they defeated Ball State in 2008. Anthony Taylor, 210 pounds. Devin Campbell is in. They faked it to him. Licata.
And Ed Too Tall Jones 4-point stance.
Had 3.5 tackles for loss last week. Buffalo, 3rd and 10.
Come. It is signaled from the sideline. There are no huddles anymore.
Handoff, Seastrunk. Seastrunk into the secondary. Swat.
He's surprised that he gets tackled. I mean, he expects to stay on his feet.
He's on his feet here into the secondary again. Seastrunk on defense for Buffalo.
Well, Khalil Mack is over here right now.
13 seconds between those 2 plays.
At 225 pounds and a wide receiver. Very tough to bring down with that leg strength.
From Midland, Reese, first down to the Buffalo 20. A running back body and able to throw a block. And in it run. Had 9 tackles last week. First and goal at the 8. Big hole. Seastrong blasting into the end zone. Baylor up 20-7. Aaron, last week he averaged 10 yards a rush. This week over 9 yards. And Licata in the pistol looking to throw, stepping out. The penalty moved them out to the 40. Second down and 12. Licata, protection. Up top, they're looking for Newts. They found him. Going deep, Alex Newts. In 5 catches, 1,015 yards. Today, 2 grabs, 103 yards, and also drew a pass interference penalty. Brandon Oliver is back up from return against Wofford. They need 12 on second down at the Baylor 15. Gunning it over the middle. Newts! Touchdown, Buffalo!
I gotta tell you right now, Licata.
Jeff Quinn told us this week. Oh, they blocked the extra point. They blocked the extra point. Ahmad Dixon. Patrick Clark's extra point was blocked.
Does a full hockey shift here, changing personnel, getting fresh bodies on the field for this third down.
Bryce Petty did have a scramble last week and was also hit late out of his numbers. Really stack up very favorably against RG3 and Nick Florence in their first career starts at Baylor as you compare the three.
They really do. You know, and that's
Petty, protection, over the middle, and off to the races at the 30. Antoine Goodley showing the speed, makes a man miss. Goodley racing for the end zone. Touchdown, Baylor, 84 yards. Every blade of grass on the field, and that's like game somewhere we see that Alex Newts has 117 receiving yards for Buffalo, but now third down for Alex Zordich, and he finds the favored target, Newts, at the sideline.
Got a touchdown here today.
Drew a pass interference penalty. Oh, Zordich turned his head. The snap went behind him. It's recovered by Anthony.
First down, it really hurts.
Zordich with Licata on the sideline.
Same time. There's no way to prepare for this heat.
Seastrunk turning the corner. Up the sideline.
All that. So,
who just took the thermometer, by the way? Seastrunk hesitates.
Yes, that guy has great control of his body.
Quick pass. Petty up top. Looking end zone.
It really should be the theme song of this offense. Look, they're trying to get guys in as there it is.
Yeah, it's a quick pass. They go to the tight end.
Jerome Body now 5 years here, transfer from Stanford, can do it all at tight end.
10 passes for 80 yards last year. Swing it out to Corey Coleman, and Coleman fighting for it.
Care for it, it's dizzy.
Goodley is in the backfield. They hand it off to him. First and goal. Petty, the keeper at the 6, bounces off the tackle into the end zone.
And right up his back, and that's just what he did.
Trips to the right. Licata, a lot of time, but then hit as he throws. It's incomplete.
Year ago, 2 in the country. This is more explosive than Ohio State.
3rd and 9. A deep ball down the sideline. Licata going for John Dunmore.
Pass interference, number 8, defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
For Phil Bennett and his defense.
Baylor had 8 penalties last week. They have 3 today. Licata faking the handoff, keeping from his...
Hall took the decision away from the quarterback.
Licata pressured, slung down. Suleiman Masambuko with the sack.
Right there, Mark.
Thank you.
Yeah, caught my attention. Now that Baylor has not been able to stop.
Newts is lined up out wide to the left. That's where they're going with a deep ball down the sideline, and it's intercepted by Baylor. On the return, Xavier Howard got inside of Newts, makes the interception, and runs it back near the 40 of the Bay.
Playing a tight left outside linebacker, now walking away.
Petty throws, caught, 45. Antoine Goodley.
10. Anybody has the type of speed that Baylor has.
And flying down the sideline, here's more speed as Petty throws, and it's caught. Down inside the 10 at the 5. He's juggling it.
Sideline to sideline.
They need 9. Slant, caught, Goodley, first down and more. It was a conversion on 3rd down and 9 for Baylor. Now Seastrunk with a seam on the handoff.
Seastrunk through the hole.
Seastrunk with his 14th carry of the day. Stood up a defender, bounced off, showing speed and strength. He dives for the end zone. He's right there at the goal line. A touchdown for Baylor. That's a great run by Seastrunk.
Yeah, okay.
Seastrunk into the belly of the defense. They score 1 play after the review.
Well, they get rushing. Final 6 games last year, the first 2 this year.
For Baylor. Buffalo after the touchback from their own 25. And here is pressure. Licata got it away. He had it through the deep ball to Newts. Down the sideline, shoved out of bounds. Licata hung.
You want to go get deep on Baylor, you can do it.
62 yards. Now the safety valve, Anthony Taylor. Cuts inside, hit at the 10. Alex Newts, 5 grabs, 179 yards.
I mean, reaching down for a little bit more.
Licata to Fred Lee. Doesn't get that block. Sam with Taylor in the backfield. Fred Lee in the slot. Licata rolling, and the ball comes out. It's scooped up by Hager at the 10. A return for Bryce Hager. Still on his feet. Midfield for Hager. Fred Lee trying to run him down. Another move by Hager. Hager to the end zone. The run back on defense for the Baylor middle linebacker. Sam Hall's the one who knocked it out.
And Hager's conditioning now to play middle and climbing.
Yeah, with an arrow pointing up. A handoff on first down. Buffalo needs a conversion. On their own 47, they need 3. Quick pass. Oh, Newts.
I mean, it's the only drop that Newts has had all day.
And this is a fake punt. And they run it off the right side and get stuffed.
You know, trickery that they use today, anything he can right now.
Seastrunk, or the big who delivered that tackle a moment ago. Now Seastrunk bounces off a tackle. Here it is, powering speed again. Seastrunk to the sideline, bursting into the end zone. This one will stand. Game's a game and a half. 28 carries.
Complete team player.
And those players will be Shock Linwood, who had a touchdown run earlier in the
week. First time college football player's been on the cover since Roger Staubach in 1963.
50 years, a handoff and a fumble.
He's gone from 235 pounds as a freshman to 286 pounds and growing.
Loss of 6 after the fumble. To the sideline, a pass to Outback on it. Third down and 10. Buffalo, their own 27. Licata hanging in, throwing over the middle. Fred Lee, 14 with the penalty, Anthony Webb. And, of course, 14 is Bryce Petty, the quarterback, who will field the snap and hand it off.
They still won't huddle, but they'll take their time and run a little bit more time off the clock.
Shock Linwood ran it on first down. And Linwood will run it on second down. And a hole opens up.
3 so far today.
They have 2 timeouts. Petty rolling. Throws. Tevin Reese comes back to the ball. The 56 that they've had in the first half today. As you noted, a few penalties. That's the 4th of the day. As a throw to Jared Monk, the tight end. The only thing that stopped the Baylor offense in the first half was the clock.
That's it. I mean, it was, here we go. I mean, they haven't had the ball for 10 minutes, and they've got 500 yards of offense and 56 points.
In the second half, the offensive leaders today for Baylor: Bryce Petty, the junior from Midlothian, just southwest of Dallas, 12 of 15. 111 per touchdown drive last week. It's 1 minute and 9 seconds today. A blast up the middle by Shock.
And they're slowing it down a little bit, but their whole offense and how they practice is based on tempo.
Linwood up the gut. Linwood. And a quick pass, Jared Monk over the middle after the play fake. Monk with a stiff arm, staying on his feet inside the Buffalo 20.
They're ready to play after that big gain.
40 yards was the gain. Linwood bouncing. Linwood on his feet. Linwood inside the 10.
Last week was a touchdown. First carry in college football was a touchdown.
5'8", 200.
There's
Linwood, another touchdown. Taking it in from 6 yards out.
What he sees.
104 on the touchdown drive jump.
Baylor doesn't.
Alex Zordich is in at quarterback. Big hole for Anthony Taylor on the handoff from the Buffalo.
It's really been impressive.
218 is the Buffalo single game receiving yardage record. And Zordich in an audible slant route. Fred Lee. Lee stretches full 70 yards. Had a 4 of 4, 99-yard passing day. And he's in and throws over the middle. And another catch for Baylor. The offense moves quickly. Delay handoff. Linwood to the corner. Linwood. 2 non-conference games at home coming up for Buffalo against Stony Brook and then Connecticut. Forced up to run. Alex Zordich is
Right there, got a heck of a home field advantage right now.
a quick throw by Seth Russell. And a catch, moving up the sideline, pushed out of bounds, Corey Coleman. 45,000 people were here last week. Second largest crowd for a Floyd Casey Stadium Open. Only one larger, Oklahoma here at 9 on the field. And so many different weapons. They fake the handoff, they throw. Russell to throw again. Dancing around in the pocket.
He's got Rhodes.
Rolling and trying to find Rhodes. Zordich going up top. Down the middle of the field. That's Ron Willoughby. And a welcome to college football for Ron Willoughby with his first catch. Anthony Taylor running off the right side with Northern Illinois getting into the BCS. Zordich will keep it. Zordich.
An incredible journey for a MAC team, and of course in the NFL draft this year.
They went 1 for 2 on 4th downs last week against Ohio State. Turning, handing off. Anthony Taylor buried in the backfield. Did not get there.
Yeah, who else?
Bryce Petty engineered one more drive to start the third quarter. His day is done. Nick Gilbo flushes Seth Russell out of the pocket. Russell on a scramble. The penalty moves Baylor back. Russell guns it to Robbie Rhodes. 10 of the catches were, or 8 of the 10 catches were for touchdowns.
That sounds like a Baylor stat.
Now a run for Chapin into Buffalo territory. And another center's gone into the game. And Russell, again, darting around the pocket. Ooh, showing some elusive college. And another quick pass. Russell finds
that defeat to A&M last year.
Texas A&M hosting Alabama next week. Another flag down in the offensive backfield. Russell uncorks a great pass that's caught by Jay Lee for a touchdown, but a marker is down.
Number 69, offense. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Moves Baylor back to 3rd and 20 with the hold. And now Russell is down.
When he had him at the University of Cincinnati, took a slow middle linebacker, made him into a fast, really good center.
7 receiving yards today out of Alex News. Baylor scored a modern era record 56 points in the first half as Bryce Petty had a huge day today for Baylor. This is a keep. Alex Zordich, the Buffalo quarterback, 52 degrees.
There we go.
By
there
the
we
way.
go.
Anthony Taylor on a handoff.
Ran through Oklahoma like nobody in the history has ever done.
Anthony Taylor converts on 3rd down. Takes on.
Yeah, you know, and as long as Baylor just keeps exploding offensively and winning games, then he's really going to be considered.
And one of the biggest defensive plays in Baylor history, 2nd straight week that they end up with a defensive touchdown. On the rollout, forced out Seth Russell. Russell keeps his feet. Russell showing off the speed and then wrestled down.
And it looks like Seth Russell is getting that type of time where you could see the skills that he has. That could be another good one for him.
Stands in the pocket, airs it out, looking for Jay Lee, and Jay Lee catches for a touchdown for Baylor.
Took that ball away, right away from Marcus Baker and made it look easy. And again, Russell just flicks that ball. It's in the air 55 seconds.
So therefore,
that's what Art Briles, he's run the split veer. He's run, you know, the spread option. Now he's like the super spread. The NFL this season, too. Team's putting up much bigger numbers.
Oh, big hit. Big hit. This is the 4th highest point total in Baylor history as Anthony Webb runs it around right in it.
Hit Kwame Gowns back in there at left guard.
And Devin Chapin is back in as running back. Last 2. Devin Chapin leaps over the pile. Columbus, their comeback after going down 23-0. Tough run here. Webb. Keeper for the new quarterback. Working Floyd Casey, the dust kicking up. Anthony Webb on the a turnover. It's a end of the day for Baylor on offense, but it's a new school record of total yardage. 7-11 Alamo Bowl win over Washington. The final score that night, 67-56. Jamal Palmer wraps it.
I want to see a team defend this group. They haven't given up. They've scored over 30 points in every game they've played in the last 3 years except 2.
And they've got the longest streak in the nation of consecutive games of over 21 points.